What is up, bros? Me, Josh, here. In today's video, I'm going to do a quick little overview of how clan battles have been going for me and how I kind of think the clan battle gameplay has been going in general over the first quote-unquote pilot season, the first season that it has been actually live at tier 10 at least, and kind of the quote-unquote competitive mode that is currently live on World of Warships. And honestly, this has been something that has been wanted in World of Warships for a long time now. I did kind of a preview video a while ago on what I thought would be the kind of the best ships, and ended up kind of want to do like kind of an update on how clan battles have been going. I've actually really enjoyed clan battles a lot. Not only are the rewards amazingly good, you can get a ton of experience. I mean, some of our guys are getting 15,000 experience on wins, 20,000 experience with running the flags, tons of captain XP, tons of credits. So the rewards are just nice just for playing, as well as, of course, the rewards for winning X amount of games in certain leagues, the Typhoon leagues, all that kind of stuff, 30 days of premium, doubloons, all that kind of stuff. So I think the rewards all in all are pretty nice. And of course, you can get, if you get 30 wins in the Stalingrad or the Typhoon League, you can then get the first of 3 flags for the Stalingrad, which will end up being a free kind of reward ship for clan battles, just like the Flint is for ranked battles. So that's kind of cool. They're gonna take kind of the same pattern as ranked did, and if you get more and more of certain qualifications, then you can then keep playing. So what have I thought about clan battles so far compared to what I've thought? First is kind of the ship makeups, honestly. Like strength of ships, breakdowns of teams. As you can see, our team is double destroyer, 4 cruisers, and battleship. Of course, remember you can't really you can't have CVs, so there's no CVs in clan battles this season, and it's kind of interesting. It's really kind of changed up and really kind of, in my opinion, hurt destroyers, since our team has 2 German hydros, or Zhao has hydro, or Des Moines has hydro. Their team has 6 hydros, so it's kind of nuts, since you don't need to roll like a high AA ship, which just kind of actually hurts some of the AA ships, for being, I guess, quote unquote competitive. But really, for cruisers and stuff like that, I thought, like, we had kind of joked about, oh, the best team that you're ever going to see is is a Conqueror and 6 Moskvas. That was one thing I know we joked about on stream a little bit, for potentially being like the best potential ship. And really, it's kind of gotten away. And what I kind of see as the strength of ships, even for cruisers, is Hindenburg is by far, I think, the strongest. Hindenburg just has insane sonar for spotting torps. It's the deadliest ship within 6 kilometers in clan battles. I mean, I guess technically outside of a certain DD, but for cruisers, it's probably the deadliest thing within 6 kilometers. It's almost uncitadable, close range, and it just basically can destroy you with double torps, as well as being freaking insanely accurate from long range, good rate of fire. I mean, there's no downside, and of course the HE a while back was buffed on the German cruisers. So Hindenburg is by far like the go-to good cruiser. It is really the go-to. I think second, outside of the Hindenburg, I think there's a little bit of a gap there, and it really gets into the radar ships. I think the Moskva probably takes second overall, which I thought the Moskva would just be insane. Like, Moskva easy #1 before the season, because of the long-range radar. It's insanely accurate long range. Its ability to pump out insane damage, and all that kind of good, goodness that is the Moskva. And I think the Moskva is good if you can get, if you can keep it long range game. And then the Des Moines is right there. Now, playing against the Des Moines in random battles before this, of course, taking a nice little salvo there. That was me giving too much broadside. I found that the Des Moines is very, very, very situational. And what I mean by that is, I don't really fear the Des Moines as much as I used to. And what I mean by that is, I see the Des Moines as being a super, super fragile ship now. And it's one of those ships that if you focus it's just going to die. Where like the Hindenburg and I think the Moskva can just tank better, because of just the ability to just throw insane damage at it. And the Des Moines, for me, if it's posted up, like our Des Moines right here, he's posted up in a certain spot, it's very, very hard to budge from certain situations, but getting into those spots, it can be very, very difficult, especially with long range radar, planes, destroyers, all that kind of stuff. And on top of having great USN radar, it's a strong ship, but it's not as strong as I think a lot of people think it is, because if you get to a long range battle, the DM is just kind of mediocre because it just has a decent arc. The trajectory is pretty high, but once you kind of can get into these situations, uh, you're is kind of only so much you can do. Now, our Des Moines will have games where he will do 20,000 damage, and then he'll have games where he will do 200,000 damage, and it all depends on situation. So I think the Des Moines probably takes a third place overall behind the Moscow and behind the Hindenburg, a third place overall for strength wise. It's very, very reliant on where the enemy team ends up going and situations he can then get in, because it is consistently not as good as those other two for long range battles. And but it does have that long-term radar, because we're running the radar mods. So I think the Hindenburg, like right now, he can just absolutely destroy this guy broadside and just obliterate him. Because I mean, the Des Moines close range, it's hard to beat, but long range it does kind of lack. But you can really lock down certain maps. So in my opinion, the top three are Hindenburg, Moskva, Des Moines. The Zao has made a decent little showing as a really, really good flanking ship. We're actually using it now. Our breakdown is a Des Moines, or Montana, Des Moines, 2 Hindenburgs, Zao, and 2 Gearing. We only run one radar. We actually don't even run the Moskva because we have started running the Zao, so we run it a little differently right now, and running the Zao on the flank because of its super low detection. It can basically be with the lack of destroyers. As you can see, the team we're playing against has 0 destroyers, so usually this team is our counter. They're a really good team actually, and friends of the stream. That's usually our counter, just because there's so much extra life to go through, especially with them having radar ships and stuff like that. But we actually ended up having a pretty solid game against these guys, and I like our play style against these guys a lot, being able to use the 2 destroyers. But Zao is become into this very, very stealthy flank ship. And then like the Henry situation, I think the Henry's probably a 5th. And then, am I really missing anything? The Minotaur. Minotaur is basically a free kill. I just don't like the minnow. Anytime I ever see it, it's a minnow. It's a free kill. It basically is. If it survives more than 5 minutes in a game, it's either too far away to do damage, or it just doesn't really mean anything. So Minotaur is by far the worst. It's just too fragile for clan battles, and the focus fire is just too great for that fragile of a ship. So our team though played actually pretty well this, especially against our counter right here, and yeah, so it's kind of the breakdown for cruisers, I think. So what, Hindenburg, Moskva, Des Moines, Zao, then the Henry, the 4th, the French, and then we run into the Minotaur distant last. Destroyers, my opinion, I still think the Gearing #1, longer range torps. Smoke is out of this world good still, and after that, Z52. Z52 can be very, very situational, with its sonar, and have the ability to then basically spot something as it's in, like, around an island. So the Z52 is still very good. I like the overall the Gearing much better, though. The smoke is super clutch. So you can see the start of our game, we lay a smoke screen and able to start pumping out damage without getting spotted. And still, the longer range torps, if a Z52 launches torps, it will be in radar range of most of those ships, or very, very close. So as you can see, our Des Moines is doing some pretty decent damage right here as well. Z52 second, and then after that, it's going to be the Shima at 3rd, I guess. And then after that, it doesn't really matter. Cab, Grozovoy, they're both pretty mediocre. The Cab can be kind of annoying, but as you get higher in the league, everyone's accuracy is so good that Cabs don't really last that long. Their detection is just super high. So I mean, like, our Zao can almost out detect a Cab. So depending on where they are, the aim is just too good, and the ability to just take them out at range is just kind of mediocre. It really is. All in all, so destroyers, it's kind of that pretty simple breakdown. I think the Pan Asian DD, if it was in, I don't think it would be super good anyway. The smokes are nice, but you want those DDs on torps, and the Pan Asian DDs being able to not do damage to not being able to do damage to destroyers is pretty massive. I mean, we have won games because we have hit a destroyer with 1 torp or something like that, you know. So the Pan-Asian EDs I think will be interesting. I don't think they, you know, for the next time, if they do come out the way they are with their deep water torps, I don't think they're going to be super successful on top of like what already the gearing is and already the Z52 is. Battleships has been all about Montana's first. I thought it was gonna be Conquerors all day. Usually if we see a Conqueror, all it is annoying and not really too much of a threat. Yes, it can do a ton of damage with its HE and be very annoying to battleships like that, but honestly Montana has been #1 by far, and then Yamato actually #2. I'm liking the Yamato. It's still the only battleship that can consistently lol pen. And here we go. This is a situation we kind of talked about a little bit in chat. Just a little side note when I was streaming. This RAM, right now it's 6 versus 3. That RAM is 100% okay for me, in my opinion. We had kind of a talk of if that RAM was good or not. And our guy had more life, and he could have potentially citadelled him. But that trade, I think, is beautiful because it takes a game that's 6v3, where they're in a really good bow-in situation, to then a 5v2 and then a 4v1. So taking the ship out of the game, I think, is a solid RAM right there. Most of the time, if we can avoid the RAM, that's beautiful. But all in all, it's I think that was a good RAM right there. But yeah, battleships, back to battleships. It's been all Montana, Yamato, and then Conqueror next, third, and then probably GK last. GK is just so big. It's just so massively big, and you really don't get to use the secondaries that much. So that's kind of the breakdown of the ships. Map rotations, it seems like we play the same like 3 maps over and over and over. We play this map all the time. I wish they would maybe open up some more maps for next season. That'd be kind of nice. And I really hope they kind of get away from this quote-unquote prime time. If we can get people are playing, they should just have it be like random battles or ranked battles, that if you play it, if there are teams, then just play it. But all in all, I like this playstyle. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of clan battles. You know, we have 3 weeks left in the season. Hope you guys are getting into the Typhoon League and getting your wins, or getting whatever wins you can and getting the rewards that you can, because the rewards are actually pretty damn good. And yeah, all in all, I like this. I hope this has some potential. The rentals have been good for a lot of teams, and I hope you guys have been having a lot of fun, because I know this is something that people have wanted for a long time. And looking forward to next seasons. But that's it for me, guys. If you guys like this video, this talk, remember to like, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.